Want to know something I love about dirt bikes? It's the places that they can take you. Specifically, these 4 bikes and this place on the top of a 10,000 foot peak. Just take a gander at one of the places we went on this trip. This place is incredibly jagged, incredibly rugged, and where else do you run up to the peak of something at 10,000 feet and you're literally at the top of the world there? Such an amazing place.
Look at this beautiful terrain we got here. Lots of boulders, lots of trees. It's just sweet, sweet terrain. We're here in central Idaho now. I have to raise my foot off the pegs because I keep hitting these rocks.
So in the run up to this peak, you're going to hear this bike revved out a lot, and that's because this is actually really steep, and the only way to get this bike to go up this thing was to rev it out. And it's the fun part about this bike, and it's also a little bit of a challenge about this bike where it's not so fun is you've got to rev this sucker out in order to make it go up a steep hill quickly. You got to be down in first or second gear, and you got to be singing that motor out. Otherwise you're not going to make it up because there's just not that low end torque.
Yeah, that was steep. Not steep, bloody rocky.
Let me say this though, this trail was actually really technical, really steep, a lot of switchbacks, off camber, and it was nasty. It was one of the more technical sections of trail we did in our 4-day ride, and this was the first day that we got there. Tyler up ahead of me is on a 2017 300XC. Sam behind me is on a 300XC. Scott's on the YZ250X. So this was the smallest bore bike we had up here. And I was really impressed when I got to the top of this mountain, and I had done it on the 150, and I even done it in eye shot of Tyler in front of me. In fact, so the thing is Tyler in front of me on the 300XC, he hadn't run away from me. I was right there with him in my sight. And what that told me is this bike is extremely capable. This bike can go basically anywhere that your buddies can go. It's just you're going to have to work hard. You're going to have to work your guts out in order to take this up some of these things. Now, if you want to go slow, it can go, watch this. Oh, that was one I didn't have to post my foot. There was one of these where I'm posting, like that one, I post my foot right on the rocks because they're so tall and they're right there in the middle of the trail. Anyway, you can go anywhere your friends can go. It's just you're going to be singing, you're going to be revving that motor out, and you'll have shifted 25 times more than your buddy has, and you'll earn it. And will it make you a better rider? Yeah, I think this thing will make you a better rider. But you are really, really going to earn it when you get up to the top of things. And some guys just probably aren't going to want to have to work that hard to go some of these places.
It's a fun climb. Pivot, turn around that log. I just put a foot up on top of, or not log, I put a foot up on top of that rock and just pivoted around the thing. Draw back down to first again. Take the straight line. Get the balance back, Robson. There we go.
When I come around one of these corners here, I'm going to see Tyler stuck on the right, and so I'm going to try to take a harder line around to the left, and I think if I'd have been on my 250 XC, I think I could have carried enough speed and momentum and power to actually make it up on the tougher line and get around him. Alas, I'm not able to do it on the 150, and I kind of get hung up here. You'll see it. Watch right up here. Here it is. Okay, it's going to be around the next corner, around this right-hander. Tyler will be stuck on the right, and I'll try to go around him on a harder line to the left. I don't quite make it.
That didn't work. Try to go around Tyler there.
Want to know why I'm huffing and puffing here and I'm taking a little break? We are at 10,000 feet, and I've just worked my guts out getting this bike to get up to this point. When we started this ride, we were at 6,200 feet. Right now, we are at 10,000 feet up. That's almost 2 miles above sea level. That's another thing to point out. Two-strokes aren't as sensitive as people say to elevation. Yes, this bike is more sensitive to elevation change with the carburetor on it. But I have just ridden this bike 3,800 feet straight up, and it's still running, and it still had plenty of power getting up here. So all that BS about, oh, the two strokes, they lose so much power when you go places, that is not true.
This is the top of the world, gentlemen. Bikes are way down there. You probably won't be able to see them on this wide angle lens.
The 250s and the 300s even did better, but the 150 climbed one of the gnarliest, nastiest things that I've seen. Gets up to 10,000 feet and gets up to this amazing lookout point, and people want to complain about jetting? Come on, man. They're not as sensitive as people say. It can go up to amazing heights, and I've jetted this thing to run at 6,000 feet, and here it is running like a screaming eagle up at 10,000 feet.
You talk about some pretty and nasty country up here. Pretty cool stuff. And that was a heck of a climb to get up this, but it's worth it once you get up here. It's 10,000. Hey, that 150 did pretty good though. It stayed kind of with the 300.